Welcome everybody, Tucson Acres. So I figured I'd go over how I installed my wood burning stove. I did the entire install myself. Unfortunately, I don't have any of it on video, but I did take a boatload of photos of the entire process. Hopefully this will help somebody. I'm not gonna lie, it's not an easy job, but it is doable. So the first thing you need to look into is your local, state, and federal code requirements for the type of appliance or stove that you're installing. It's a little bit different depending on the type of home, whether it's manufactured, a trailer, stick built, all of those things come into play, and you'll find out all of the requirements. And if it's a UL listed stove, most states and federal code allow the manufacturer's requirements to be followed, if that makes sense. So make sure you do your research and due diligence because there is a lot of issues with that. The other part of that is checking with your insurance company to make sure that it's okay with them to have a stove in your house and what they might require. It might just be as long as you followed state code and you have the sign off, then they're not going to have an issue. They might not have an issue at all, or they might say, we don't care what the code is, we don't allow it, so make sure you look into those things. Now with my particular stove setup, we've got vaulted ceilings in here, and that creates its own kind of challenge. And on top of that, these vaulted ceilings are a 10-12 pitch, so that complicated matters even worse. From the top of the stove to the ceiling is about 8 feet, all right? So that's a huge distance right there, and that's about 13, I think it was close to 13 feet, no, 12 feet off the floor. So that was a challenge. And then same thing on top of the roof, 10-12 pitch again with eaves about 14 feet off the ground, 12 to 14 feet off the ground. That's another huge challenge, and you'll see in the photos as I'm going what I did to make sure I was safe with all of that. If you're going through an attic space, there's special requirements for that. So this is only for a vaulted ceiling type install and how I went about doing it. I was able to find a used stove for a pretty reasonable price. I think I paid 300 bucks for it. So the stainless steel double wall chimney pipe was by far the most expensive part of my install. But there's other parts of it as well. You've got your black flue pipe for the inside of the house. You've got your support box, which the steeper pitch you have on your roof, the more depth you need for your support box. So being a 10-12 pitch, I had to get like the 36-inch tall support box, which you then have to trim to match the angles of the through roof part of it and all of that. Again, all of that's in the photos, and I'll put commentary in there as well. It's kind of a bummer I wasn't doing YouTube at the time, because this is a really cool install and it has saved us a truckload of money. So enjoy. If you got any questions or comments, throw it down in the comment section. And if this helps out or you like this, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. pitch of the roof is so steep, this flue pipe ended up being closer than 18 inches to the wall. So I cut another chunk of flue pipe and opened it up and mounted it to this flue pipe to create an air gap, which made it to code. And because our chimney is so tall, I added a telescoping chunk of flue pipe on the inside, so I can just open it up right here, pop this section out, and then we can clean it from the bottom up.